No incentive is the best incentive, but what is considered an incentive? When it comes to the XRPL, this statement comes up quite often and I personally agree with it to the fullest. However, it's a quite simple take on a complex issue. The XRPL has no reward mechanism from a direct financial point of view. Operators can't, unlike many other chains, get rewarded for crucial services that keep the network running and healthy. What are the key components of the XRPL infrastructure? While this is a rather lengthy topic, let's just look at three very important parts of the machinery that keep the XRPL chucking along. Note: these explanations are written in layman's terms and describe the most important functions in basic language. More technical details can be found in the links attached to the second tweet. Validators, including DUNL validators, ensure that your transactions are valid and can be added to the next ledger if the majority of validators come to the same conclusion. A RPL server running in validator mode connects to a network of peers, relays cryptographically signed transactions, maintains a local, partial copy of the shared global ledger. DUNL validators play a special role as they have, among other things, the ability to vote on amendments. Full history nodes, FHN. Unlike Bitcoin, the XRPL is not transaction-based, which means you do not need the full chain history, you only need the last valid ledger. However, some services might require a full copy of the ledger. That's where FHN come in. They do store a copy full ledger, which of time writing is several terabytes in size. Nodes, stock nodes. A stock server is a multi-purpose configuration for RPL. With a stock server, you can submit transactions to the XRP ledger, access ledger history, and use the latest tools to integrate with XRP and the XRP ledger. You can connect client applications to the XRP ledger using this server. Running one of the three is crucial to the function of the network. The scale of costs, cheap to expensive, usually is stock node, validator, full history node. Running one of them is committing to the network while getting no financial return, the incentive to run infrastructure. As previously stated, not every incentive is financial. Operating a node does not generate any return, so why would people run one? If you are part of a decentralized ecosystem, it is a good idea to give something back of what you receive. Running a node is one. However, there are other reasons. If you are running an exchange or marketplace, you are most likely to submit more transactions to the network, like the average user. In that case, you want to make sure the node you are using is reliable and no limits are applied. In that case, you would run a stock node. The incentive to run one is the guarantee to have access to the network the way you need it. If you require full historical data and you want to ensure that it is always accessible, you might consider running your own FHN. While this is expensive, the incentive to do so is full access to the ledger data without relying on third parties. If you want to be an active participant in the ecosystem, help push the network forward and ensure the robustness of consensus while having the ability to vote on changes and improvements, you set up a validator. The incentive ranges from prestige to actively shaping the XRPL with votes. As you can see, there are plenty of forms when it comes to incentives. We tend to just look at it from a potential point of view. While the best incentive is no incentive, there is always some incentive driven by the motivation of participants. Underlying factors exist. Everyone building in this ecosystem or running services has the incentive to make sure that the network is in a healthy, ever-evolving state. I would argue the best incentive is uptime, not dealing with critical issues that take time away from more important developments. If you do like explainers like this one, feel free to share these with your friends and let me hear your thoughts.